guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. If you're new, well, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. What I'm going to do today is I am going to be showing you guys how to screen print. This is going to be a very beginner friendly video on how to screen print one color basic file. Okay. This is my first time doing it with you guys, but I have watched countless videos on how to do this. I've always wanted to try it. I've just never been able to get around to doing it. And now I am. So this is going to be the file that I'm going to be using today. Let me show you where I got it from. Here is the shop that I got it from. No, it's not. Let me see, where did I, here it is. Okay, this is the shop that I got it from. Art of the Dreams is where I purchased that SVG file from. She has tons of extremely cute files that you could use to screen print. This could be done with screen print, all of this. This would probably, unless you know you're advanced, you could do one color. This would be great. All of this is the one that I chose. All of this would be great for screen printing. So again, Art of the Dreams is where I got this SVG file from. Okay, so the shirt that I'm going to be doing is let me pull up a template here because I like to see what I'm working with. This is going to be the shirt. It is going to be, it's a unisex shirt, so we'll just do men's short sleeve, and it's a extra large. Okay. So I'm just going to size this to be the size that I like. I think that's a little too big. Okay. I like to make these solid numbers, so I'm gonna make this let's tad smaller. Okay. And then the color of my shirt is like a burgundy, like a deep kind of burgundy color, kind of like this. And then the ink color I'm going to be using is going to be gold. So we'll just do yellow because they don't have gold obviously as an option. So this is going to be kind of what my shirt looks like here. And I'm happy with this. So the final measurement is 12 by 4.5. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go over here to make it. I'm going to have to use my 12 by 24 mat, which is fine. Now for screen printing, we are going to be cutting on premium vinyl. We're going to be using permanent vinyl to do this with, and you do have to mirror it. Now I know normally when you use permanent vinyl, you're not going to mirror it. But for screen printing, we are going to mirror this. Okay. And then you want to kind of place it on a spot on the mat that's going to give you some border around your words. Okay, so I'm going to not put it, you know, directly up here because we want to have a little bit of vinyl going around our words. So I'm going to cut a piece of vinyl, a permanent, it doesn't matter what color, a piece of permanent vinyl that you don't mind throwing away. I'm going to cut a piece that's going to be down to 15 by 9. Okay, so I'm going to do 9 and then down to 15 is going to be the vinyl that I load. Then we're going to go over to make it, and you are going to cut it on the premium vinyl setting with your default pressure. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and get this loaded and cut, and I will come back and show you how we're going to weed it. So I will meet you guys over at my craft table. All right, guys, so I'm back here, and I do have my file cut. So let me show you how we're going to weed it. Now normally you would, if this was going to be HTV, like if we were going to iron this on, or if we were going to put this on a cup or what have you, we would pull off the vinyl that goes around. But for screen printing, you are going to weed and reverse, which means everything that you normally would leave, that's what you're going to be weeding out. Okay, so for this, it's going to be the letters. So we are weeding out the letters, and we're going to leave the vinyl that's around. And I will show you what I mean in 1 second. Okay, I'm not going to weed the whole thing on camera, but let me turn my ring light down so you guys can see it. Okay, so do you see how I weeded out the word melanin and left everything else? That's how you're going to weed it. Okay, so I'm just going to finish weeding out the rest of this, and I will come back when I'm done. Okay, so I'm back and I have my whole image weeded out, and then as you can see, hopefully you can see, I weeded out all of the letters. You probably can't see it with the white vinyl, but I weeded out just the letters and I left all the vinyl around. Okay, so the next thing you want to do now is get some transfer tape. Doesn't matter what kind. I'm using the Cricut brand. That's what I have on hand. And you want to get it, I'm dropping all my stuff. You want to get a big enough piece that will cover the whole thing. And then I'm going to cut my piece off. And remove the backing. Okay, and just like you would any regular piece of vinyl, you want to put it on top. I'm going to put it down like a taco. And just kind of roll it out. And then you want to burnish it. I cannot find my Cricut squeegee, so I'm using the snowball squeegee. Hopefully this works because I can't find my other one. No, this is not, I can already tell this is not working the way it's supposed to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go find my Cricut squeegee and I will come back when I found it. Okay guys, so I'm back here, did find my squeegee. So basically what you're going to do is what you would do any other time is you're just going to burnish the vinyl to the transfer tape. Then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing on the back. Just gonna make sure it's nice and adhered on there. Excuse me. And then what you're going to do is peel the backing away from the vinyl. Okay. So now we have our vinyl on our transfer sheet. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take our, let me show you this. This is the mesh screen that I'm going to be using today. It's from Speedball. I have the 10 by 14 size. This is what it looks like. It's just a mesh. This is a mesh screen here. And then this is wood going around it. I'm sure you could make one of your own if you wanted to, but you know, I purchased mine. And I will link everything down below, all of the materials and everything down below, so you can see what everything looks like. This is available at Hobby Lobby, but I will link it down below as well. Okay, so this is the mesh screen I'm going to be using today. And you're going to flip it over, and we're going to put this on the back. Okay, so I am just going to line this up. Like so. We're going to press it down. And then we are going to take our squeegee again. And we're just going to burnish it to the mesh. Like so. And make sure it's nice and on there. There's no air bubbles if you can absolutely help it. Okay. And then we're going to pull our vinyl. I'm sorry, we're going to pull our transfer tape away from our vinyl. Okay, so I'm just holding this corner piece and I'm pulling it. You want to kind of do this slow, just because sometimes the vinyl, because this is mesh underneath the vinyl that we're sticking it to, it may not want to stick to the mesh at first. So just pull it slow just in case it didn't fully adhere. Alright, this little white piece is not stuck. There we go. And I'm just slowly pulling this off. Almost there. Okay. All right. I can save this piece of vinyl, or this piece of transfer tape, for another transfer, and then I'm just going to burnish this again, and especially around the edges of the letters. You just want to make sure that it is down on the mesh as well as you can get it. You want to make sure that there are no gaps, because if there are, when you put your ink, wherever there was a gap, it'll create a smudged or smeared effect rather than, you know, a crisp, plain effect where your letters are. Okay? So make sure this is nice and burnished. Make sure you get as many air bubbles out as you can. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And here's what it looks like on the mesh screen. Okay, this is the back of it, and this is the front. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, and it's about to make sense why I had to mirror it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to, you see where there's gaps right here? I'm gonna take some painter's tape and I'm going to cover those gaps. This is the same painter's tape I use in my tumblers video. The same one, I get it from Hobby Lobby, or I'm sorry, I got it from Home Depot. And I'm just going to kind of close up that gap because you don't want any ink to get through there. And I'm actually going to do this all the way around just to make sure that it's nice and secure around the vinyl. I don't want any gaps. I don't want any ink getting on my shirt other than where these letters are. Okay. Just going all the way around here. My computer is just going crazy right now. And the last piece. I'm sorry, I didn't put the camera back down, but I'm just going around the whole thing with the painter's tape, securing the edge to make sure only these letters are exposed. Okay? So here is what our screen looks like. Okay, the only thing that's exposed are these letters. Now this is meshed. Okay, so when I put the ink on here, it's gonna go right through where the letters are. And again, it's about to make sense why we had to mirror it. Okay, so I have my edges secured with my painter's tape. Now I'm gonna get my shirt and my ink. Okay, so here is the shirt I'm going to be using. I am going to be using a Bella Canvas burgundy shirt in a size large. I said extra large on my computer, but it's a large. And then what I'm going to do is, you want to get a piece of butcher paper to put in between your shirt, just like you would for like if you were sublimating it, because you don't want the ink to seep through and get to the other side. So I'm putting a piece of butcher paper on the inside of the shirt. Okay. Alrighty, so we are good to go. Let me get my lint roller. I just want to go ahead and lint roll it. I'm turning the volume down on my computer because only God knows why it's that loud. You want to lint roll it before you do this. Okay. Now you're going to take your screen print and you're going to line it up with where you want it to go, the letters. And I'm going to show you what it looks like in 1 second, as soon as I get it lined up. Okay, I'm going to take my camera off of my tripod and I will come back in 1 second. Okay, so I'm just doing this to show you how it looks on the shirt. This is why it had to be mirrored. So we're going to be putting our ink on here just like this. Okay, so the reason why we wanted to mirror it is so that it would be going in the right direction. So you want to place it on the shirt exactly how you want it. So this is where we're going to be putting our ink. Here's our collar. I can kind of feel where my collar is. Okay, I can feel the collar right here, so I'm actually going to pull this up just a tiny bit. I can feel the collar right here, so this would be 3 fingers down. So I'm about 3 fingers down from my collar. Okay, it looks even, it looks good. I can still feel the collar right here. We're 3 fingers, so we're good. Okay, I'm going to put my camera back on my tripod. 1 second. Alrighty. So this is going to be the ink that I'm using today, which is the Speedball ink in the color gold. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just opening it up now. And it's got a little, and I'll link this down below as well. But I did get this from Hobby Lobby. Okay. Here's the ink. You can use a spoon, whatever you want to scoop it out. I don't have one. I'm just going to use my Cricut spatula to kind of scoop it out of the jar here. And then you're just going to place a good amount above it, above your letters. You want to make sure you're using enough ink to coat, to make sure everything is evenly coated. Okay, and you want to go across the whole top. Okay. Now this is going to be the squeegee I'm using. It is the Speedball squeegee. Also got it from Hobby Lobby. Again, I will link it down below. But it is available at Hobby Lobby. Now what you're going to do is you are going to take your squeegee and you're going to drag the ink down with pressure. Okay, make sure you are holding this. If you have an extra set of hands that can hold this down for you, great. If not, make sure that when you're pushing the ink down with the pressure that you're not moving this board. Okay, so try to keep this board steady. Then we're going to take our ink and we are just going to drag it down with pressure across all of the letters. Then you're gonna knock all the ink off and go back, and you're just gonna kind of go back and forth with the ink, making sure it's coated, it's even. Okay. All right. So everything looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do now is you want to lift this board up. Do it in one even stroke. Lift the whole board up. Just quickly as you can, okay? Oh my goodness. That looks so good. OMG. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go wash this ink off of my board, and I will be right back to show you guys. Okay, y'all, do y'all see this? Okay, vinyl wear. It's like but anyways, this is how it ended up looking. I think that looks so good. For my first time ever doing it, my end right here got a touch messed up when I was pulling the board up. It got a little stuck right there, but other than that, it looks so good. So good. Okay. And then I'm just adjusting my ring light so you guys can see it better. And then here's my board after me washing it. You want to wash it. That's just a little piece of vinyl that was still on there. But you want to wash it rather quickly, because you want to, you know, keep the longevity of your board. Okay, so wash it as quickly as possible before the ink dries. I used this. It's the Speedball Speed Clean. It's the cleaner, the ink cleaner. I just used this a little bit on the mesh, just a little squirt, and then wiped it with like a washcloth, and just rinsed all the soap off and everything. And now it's drying now. Okay, so you want to make sure you clean it rather quickly. Okay, now what we're gonna do with this, you have to let it completely dry. So I'm probably gonna give it about 20 minutes to completely dry, and then what I'm gonna do is I am going to seal this with my heat press, just so that we can go ahead and seal the ink into the shirt. But you want to make sure it's 100% dry so that the ink doesn't transfer to your butcher paper. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry for about 20 minutes, and then I will meet you guys over at my heat press. Okay, so I'm at my heat press now, and we're just going to go ahead and seal this ink. Now it took about 45 minutes for it to completely dry, and then I did put it in front of a fan. But it's completely dry now, and we're just gonna go ahead and seal it so that it's nice and adhered to the fabric. Okay, I have my heat press set to 320 degrees, and we're gonna do this for 20 seconds. I have my piece of butcher paper here, so we're just gonna go ahead and cover it, the ink part, with our butcher paper, and then we are going to press it for 20 seconds. All right, if you guys are not already a part of my group, Crafty Mamas with an S, go ahead and join the group. We would love to have you. We do a lot. Everybody's really talented, and we have a ton of crafts that we all do. Okay, so, and I do still have that same piece of butcher paper that I put in there before. I never took it out, so it's still in there. So keep that piece of butcher paper in there so that when we seal it, again, there's no leakage through. Okay, let's go over here to my table so I can show you guys the finished product. Move my fan out the way. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and take the butcher paper out. And there is the finished products, you guys. It looks so good. Okay, for my first time screen printing, this looks really good. I would say this is definitely comparable to vinyl as far as the feel. Let me see. You don't hear it, okay? So it's ink adhered to the shirt. You don't hear anything like you would vinyl. There's really hardly any texture. You can feel it a little bit, the actual ink. You can feel it a little bit, but it's not like you can scratch it up or anything like that. Okay, it definitely feels way more adhered to the fabric than vinyl. Not as much as sublimation, but you can't sub on these types of colors anyway. I can't sublimate this gold ink onto this burgundy shirt. Okay, you wouldn't be able to sublimate this kind of shirt. So if you were looking for an alternative to vinyl, this is definitely a great alternative. And it's also, the ink costs $10 for the whole jar. Okay, so this whole jar was $9.99 at Hobby Lobby. For this 8 ounce, is it 8 ounces? Yes, for this 8 ounce jar of ink, it was $9.99. And you saw how much we used, not even that much, okay? Gold vinyl costs way more than this. So you definitely get way more bang for your buck going this route. And I think it came out super cute. All right, well, that is all I have for this video, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.